Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign, trusted by over 500 NFL players for their winning smiles, and broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your host, Nicole Hutchison.
Good morning, Cowboys Nation. Welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign here in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Brianna Aldridge and Aisha Morrison. And ladies, what's up? What's poppin'? Good morning! Wake up!
Good morning. That was a long one.
That was a great one.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Happy
I always have to look at my phone to make sure I'm looking at the right day.
Thursday.
I know.
You know what day it is?
Huh?
You know what day it is?
Good.
I feel like I was mentally
I'm waiting for it.
Wake up!
I want to give you the wrong answer.
It's time to wake up, but it's also 3 days until kickoff. Are y'all
Okay.
excited?
I am starting to get a little bit less depressed and more
Are you?
looking forward to the game. Yeah, I mean, every week you got an opportunity to figure some stuff out. And I'm not saying it's going to be, we don't know what's going to happen, but they got a chance to fix things. They got a chance. Baby, it's week 4.
It is. This is yeah.
So you could be dusty and rusty for the rest of the season,
Stop it.
or you can figure some stuff out.
That's true. Somebody said, if they go out, Cowboys go out there and they keep it close to the 4th, and even if they come up short, this is still a chance to have some hope for the future, because this is a tough opponent. You have all these key injuries, especially on offense. So if you're able to hang in there, banged up against one of the top defenses in the league, you still come out obviously not the way you want to go in and get the W, but there is some. So maybe in that aspect, I can see what you're saying there, because last week was just so bad, right? It was hard for us, as long as many other people, to come out with positives, and that's not what you want. Early in the season, late in the season don't matter. And Schottenheimer said, we did things, we put ourselves in positions where we couldn't finish the game, and we made too many mental mistakes. We weren't communicating, vice versa. But, we shall see, because we heard some of the things were getting addressed last week, and then we saw some of the things that happened against the Giants happen again against the Bears. So we shall see. But perhaps some changes are coming to the roster.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, there's some hope, too, for this team, like Bree had hinted towards, and a lot of hope surrounding this injury report. Aisha!
Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah.
Wake up!
Yeah. I'm wait.
Wasn't ready.
All right, let's try to Aisha! What you got?
Okay. Injury report from yesterday. Tyler Booker, ankle, did not practice. Trayvon Diggs, knee, did not practice. Don't know. Maybe it's just it's one of them veteran day for the humans. We'll keep an eye on it.
I don't think you believe in it, but it's fine.
Tater tots. CeeDee Lamb, ankle, did not practice, clearly. Deron Bland, foot, was limited. Sounds like, again, he is trending to be in a position to play. I heard from Schottenheimer yesterday. He will not put no certainties on nothing, because that's just how he get down to get down. But, and then Traquez Bridges, cornerback, knee was limited. I know like that. Honestly, that cornerback room, we see a lot of CBs on that practice report.
Yeah, I don't like it, because you also lost Zion Childress.
You lost Zion Childress
Yeah.
to the Texans.
Who's been elevated last 2 games, even though he hasn't had a defensive snap. It's nice to have that piece just in case. So, yeah, I hope it's like, who else you got?
Lost some depth, some a youngin to the Texans, the other people here in Texas. Sneaky.
He was like a camp favorite,
Not the
too.
other people.
Like, we were talking about him. He made the initial 53.
We already know how you are.
That's crazy.
He made the initial 53 because he earned it. And I think that they really were looking at him as a good depth piece. You want to give these veterans the opportunity to show what they was going to do. But when you start talking about what we've been talking about is maybe there being changes. Maybe people getting sat down. Trayvon Diggs' knee is doing whatever. I wonder how the Cowboys feel. I would like to know how they felt about, this happening, or if this was something that, the Texans did and they were in agreement with,
We can ask them today.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can ask them today, because people be sniping practice players during the season all the time. So,
What's the biggest loss here when you look at this injury report? Because, as of right now, of course, it doesn't matter till Friday, right? Or really Saturday, to be honest. Until we know who will play, who's questionable, and who will not. But Tyler Booker, of course, we will not see him. Trayvon Diggs, we don't know for sure if we will not see him this week. CeeDee Lamb, we know for sure we will not see this week. Deron Bland, of course, Shoddy talking about him. He's trending upwards. Turquoise Bridges, limited in practice, and also another guy, Jadeveon Clowney, who Shoddy also said that is trending towards possibly playing on Sunday. Where's the biggest loss? Where's the biggest impact? Do you feel like the Cowboys could maybe take a hit at or benefit from when you're looking at this injury report?
What you got, Bree?
What do you mean take a hit at? Like,
what's the biggest loss?
Well, what's on her?
Well, I don't honestly, guys, on Wednesdays, I don't pay too much attention. Unless something pops up new. I mean, these guys have pretty much, besides Bridges, but he hasn't really even, I guess when you're looking at the depth pieces to answer Nicole's question, that would be a concern because you need guys. Like, you already have Trayvon Diggs, who came out and exited the game and then went back in and played not 100%. I don't even know if he is at 100%, He's been kind of ramped up in there. That second game, he got more reps than he even said he thought he was going to get, but in reality, you kind of need him. And Deron Bland, I'm just excited that he's back on the field. Sounds like he's going to touch the field. You don't know how much, so that's going to play a role. But, hey, if Deron Bland is even touching the field on Sunday, that's progress. Clowney sounds like he was a little disappointed that he didn't, like many of us.
What did he say? What did he say? I sure could have helped. What did he say?
He said a lot of things yesterday.
Something like that.
He said a lot of things yesterday, but because they're like, you think you're going to play this week? He said, I thought I was going to play last week. I was ready to play. Like, he seems really into it. And a little tidbit, putting my Christy Scales hat on, sitting there talking to Clowney yesterday, he told us, the question came up of, why did you choose 42? He said, well, it wasn't a lot of numbers left, but he was like, I chose 42 out of what was left because of Jackie Robinson. He said, I thought it was really cool, 42, Robinson, okay. And then he said when he makes a big play, he's going to do a little baseball celebration. So look forward to that. Hopefully it comes this week when he's on the field and
pray saints.
Something there. But yeah, the depth piece, a little concerning. Like you said, this is all the corners. This is the storyline. They've been banged up. So please be okay. Mr. Miyagi time.
Hey, we're going to take calls this morning, too, by the way. Let me throw that out there. 1-888-855-2297. We're not making calls. We're taking calls. 1-888-855-2297.
Call us.
The number again. It's 1-888-855-2297. Aisha, what you got?
I think the biggest loss that I see on the practice report, I think a lot of people would say CeeDee Lamb. For me, is going to be Tyler Booker, especially going into a matchup like this where you got to go see a Rashawn Gary, where you got to see a Carl Brooks, who's kind of like a bowling ball of ferocity, and even Devontae Wyatt. Obviously they use Micah Parsons across the line of scrimmage. I felt like, and the thing about Booker as well, and I think that's something we're going to see. I don't know what's going to happen with this offensive line and what they're going to decide to do with this interior. But Booker and BB and Tyler Smith and kind of how that interior navigates, I do think that Booker also helps Terrence Steele in the run game. And Terrence Steele, we've been hard on him, talking about him in the past game, but don't get it twisted. He's one of your better run blockers, and I think he and Booker have really gained some rapport with each other, and so I feel like that is going to hurt from the fact that a lot of defensive interiors that you're going to be going up against, even within your division, are powerful. He kind of stabilizes that, but he also, to me, helps out your right tackle. So I'm really curious to see how Dallas attacks how they're going to replace him, because, off rip, we're thinking, okay, Brock Hoffman's going to be a center. It's probably going to be TJ Bass. Those guys have a lot of continuity from playing together during the preseason. They get all the 2 reps together, so they know each other. But to revisit something that Voch Lombardi said yesterday about maybe Nate Thomas playing the right guard spot, at first I was like, but I went home and sat down and thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe that would work because it balances your interior. Because even with Hoffman, like you got good and you got powerful, then maybe not as powerful. Then you got powerful, and then maybe not as powerful. So maybe that helps balance your line. Coaches are being really kind of tight-lipped about what they are going to be doing at that position. We know we got Trevor Keegan, you got all these other gentlemen. What they decide to do there this week is going to be very intricate moving forward, especially with the Green Bay defense that does the same things that you used to do with Micah Parsons and also has defensive tackles that can get after it.
Yeah, and I will say for that, I was sitting in the press conference because I was, I knew that question was coming up about TJ Bass, and they asked, straight up, will he be the guy to go in? And he said yes, he'd get the opportunities. Adeniji would be a guy to get opportunities, like you said, Keegan. So to your point, they are keeping things close to vest, but Nate Thomas' name didn't come up when he was talking about other guys getting opportunities in that spot in particular.
Maybe that's intentional, though.
That's what I was. It's
a
possible.
good point. Maybe
it's
that's
100%, but his name didn't come up.
And you talk. Oh, my bad.
Go ahead now.
You talk about the chemistry that Steele and Booker have created. I got a chance to actually talk to Tyler Smith yesterday, and he had mentioned that, like, as a leader of this group from this off season, he's always made it clear to those guys, like, hey, we never know what's going to happen. So Connor Riley, Clayton Adams, they've always in practice tried new combinations just to make sure that there is no drop-off when they do come in. Even though we don't see them game day, right, they do try those different combinations to make sure that they are kind of prepared. And it's kind of like that next man up mentality. We've had to say this throughout the season last year, the year before that, pretty much in every position. But it's certainly hitting that offensive line early in the year so far. Aisha, what you got? I feel like yours.
No, every year. No, I was just just the fact that you brought up that this has been a problem almost every year, but I want to make sure, like, I have to remind myself not to look at the Cowboys in a vacuum because, baby, Green Bay's dealing with similar things. This is that time of year where you start being like, dang, like, even people within your division are dealing with injuries, quarterback injuries, defensive line, like, this is, guys' bodies are trying to acclimate to, the season. And this portion of the season, I love when football starts, but I hate it because this is when injuries pile up for most of around the league. So you do have to your point, Bree, you do have to honestly plan to navigate how you're going to deal with injuries because it's almost kind of like a nada. It's not even like a if, it is a win in this league now.
All right, well, we're going to take our first break and dive deeper into this matchup. Dang.
She want to stay.
I just got cooked. It came so quick.
Yeah, girl, we got to take our first break.
do.
But it'll give us more time, dive into this Cowboys-Packers, Cowboys offense, Packers defense matchup up next in the second break here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Are you a Cowboys super fan? The search is on for the 2025 Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan. Now through September 29th, nominate extraordinary NFL fans, dynamic duos, and game changers who rep the Cowboys with pride and turn every game day into an unforgettable adventure. You could be sent to Super Bowl 60. Enter to win at NFL.com/Fan of the Year today.
Bing.
Boom.
Y'all remember
Who's
the
it gonna
Disney Channel?
be?
Huh?
The Fan of the Year.
Oh, the Fan of the Year.
Who's it gonna be?
I don't know.
Do the Disney Channel.
Remember the Disney Channel thing? It was like,
Don't,
I always wanted to do that.
don't.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I remember that.
That was some Disney has changed.
I know, I miss it. And then Halloween season.
Oh, I love the Halloween Town.
Oh,
Y'all are sick.
That's great. All right.
Y'all gonna be for Halloween.
Twitches.
That's what you're gonna
Twitches
be for
was
Halloween.
so
Twitches
good.
was that girl. I don't know what I want to be for Halloween. Y'all, I love spooky season. I just love the way fall feels.
Oktoberfest.
I do. I like the way.
Stay
I'm a
tuned for
fall
that.
baby, so I like the way
Oh, yeah,
fall
your birthday's on
feels. Yes.
Period.
Love that for you.
Well, we got our first caller. What up?
We have a call.
Hoodie in Jersey. What's popping? What you got for us?
This is your fault, Nicole. This is your fault that I am up after only having 2.5 hours of sleep because I'm sick as a dog. So this is your fault that I'm up.
Why is my fault? What'd I do?
Because every morning I look forward to hearing, "Wake up."
Oh, dang.
Wake up.
Wake
On top
up!
of-
There you go.
On top
There it is.
on top of having 3 children under 4. So yeah.
Pray. Prayers.
So we're talking about our offense and their defense today.
Yes, sir.
I need Aisha for a second. A little history lesson for myself, not for you, for myself. I believe there was a few teams, like probably 4 or 5 years ago, who had similar situations like we did offensively, where one of their top guns went down, and they decided they wanted to run the ball 30, 40 times. I believe it was the Titans at one point, and maybe the Eagles.
Are you asking me?
I am asking.
I mean, that's what Philly do anyway. They're going to throw a couple explosive plays, but they want to dominate and run the ball. Obviously, the Titans were known as a team that did that even before they traded Derrick Henry. They leaned heavily on the run, and they played defense. They played defense.
Now, I understand that the defense is part of our issue, one of the biggest parts of our issue. But wouldn't it be beneficial to take the air out of the ball by running it? I don't care if you run it 30 times. I don't care. I have a thing where for the past couple seasons, Dak Prescott has led the league in tight window completions. Okay, and I think that's doing him a disservice because there's no reason why he should have to lead the league in tight window completions. That tells me that my quarterback on top of my offense has to carry the team. Okay. I feel like the fact that we have Javonte Williams and he's been running so successfully that it's not a bad thing to actually – you got 3 running backs. You have Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and Jadon Blue. Activate Jadon Blue and run the hell out of the ball.
Yeah, no, I think this is a game where that Green Bay offense is so explosive in the way that they're able to get into the red zone and how efficient they are that you might want to play some keep away. You might want to give your defense time to get their legs under them, let them rest, and things like that. And so I agree with you. I think Dallas needs to be methodical, run at these guys. Obviously, their edges are speedy, chase guys. Run at these guys, punish them. Also, looking at the game last week, as we talked about before, the Browns averaged 5.1 yards a carry. We don't look at the Browns as just this amazing running team. However, they were able to have some success on the ground, and then you did see some explosive plays, which they don't really give up as a defense, open up on the interior. So I do think that that's something that I would lean on as well this week. Yeah. It sounds like playing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at how Javonte's been running the ball the past few weeks, from the Philly game to the Giants game, and the fact that he had 66 yards rushing in the first half of the Bears game. I understand we got behind, but at the half we were only behind 3. We weren't behind 15. We should have just continued. We should have held on to running the ball. But that's pretty much all I had. I just wanted to pick your brain a bit. I appreciate you taking my call, ladies. I want you to have a great morning.
We
Thank
appreciate
you so much.
you. Wake up! I just had to do
That was for him.
That was for you.
You're sick.
Thank you for calling in.
Yes, thank you for calling in.
Yeah,
But
that was a
we
good
talked
point,
about that
though.
yesterday, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
we
then
did.
and you look at what the other offenses that do run the ball heavily, the Baltimore Ravens. You look at what Derrick Henry, he has about 50-something carries. Saquon Barkley, for the season, by the way. Saquon Barkley, 58 carries. Montgomery and Gibbs from the Lions, they've got between combined, I believe, 70. My math is a little bad. About 75 carries combined, but just that's something that you look to see the Cowboys do a lot, especially with, he made a good point with Javonte Williams. I mean, Miles Sanders sprinkled in as well, getting in some carries. And you see some success with this run game. Why not just stick with it?
No, that's why.
You're
that's
gonna
why.
have to in this one.
You're
In
gonna
this
have
one
to.
in
Yeah.
particular.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're talking about who's available offensively. And then I think I don't know how you guys felt towards the end of the last game, and it's probably because they were down so much. They just got away from the run game and just started bullying that ball around. And that's when I think you saw the mistakes start to happen. But I said it yesterday. I just really think for this game plan and for who's available and what we saw last week when CeeDee Lamb did go out, I know take away that the fumble in the beginning of the game. I feel like this game is won by getting rid of the ball fast. It's going to be shorter passes, and I think it's going to be ground and pound. Like, I think that's the way to get at least established. And then maybe if your run game is established early, then you start getting comfortable in throwing the ball, because yes, you want Pickens to step up. Yes, you want Ferguson. He spoke about it yesterday. He knows he has to get better with yards after catch. He talked about that, right? We talked about 13, 14 targets last week. And somebody put a disrespectful tweet on the last time Fergie hit the end zone, right? And then you talk about packages that Schottenheimer said that means more targets for Kevontae Turpin in there. Flanoy is someone who I'm looking at this week who possibly gets more targets just because of the injuries, next man up, if you will. But yeah, I think the run game is a key. If it's working, why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Like, just keep at it. I think that's one of the positives, if any, that came out of last week, is that this team can and has proven that they can run the ball. And that's a conversation we didn't get to have a lot last season. And even if you kind of look and listen to some Green Bay content, they're like, the Cowboys, I quote, actually have a run game this year.
Yeah, and shout out to Clayton Adams and what he's doing schematically with this run game. I think that has a lot to do with it, and the fact that they're able to run the ball in between the tackles the way that they have been able to. But one thing that Shotty mentioned is the defensive speed from the Green Bay Packers. And to your point, Bree, I think that that's what you do with a team like them, is that you're going to have to wear on them somehow. You're going to have to really affect how they are able to come off the ball. I mean, their linebackers, Edrin Cooper is one of the best up-and-coming linebackers in the game right now, and he will slip through and ruin your day. Like, he'll ruin your day all day coming from depth to tackle in the run game too. So I agree with y'all. I don't think that. I think Dallas should pick their spots and when they want to be aggressive. I don't believe that Dallas should just should not pass the ball at all. I think that there are some opportunities with the Green Bay secondary. Now, keep an eye on Bullock. No, he was in concussion protocol still yesterday. When you talk about that safety duo in Bullock and Xavier McKinney back there, I think they make up for some of the stuff that goes on in that secondary that's not as pretty as well. This secondary, I'm just going to tell y'all right now. If Pickens have 1 million DPIs this week, just don't be surprised, because this secondary for the Packers can get a little McHandsy, little,
Not a lot of discipline.
they can get a little handsy. Yep. And it's weird because they have good safeties. Trust them. That's. But I do expect for that to be a thing. But to your original point, to answer your original question, I do think that Dallas needs to continue, like I said, run the ball and be explosive when it's there. Take advantage of it. You got to keep this defense on its heels, because if you allow them to just be fast and come straight at you, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a lot more of those tight window throws that the gentleman just called and said he didn't like.
We got another caller, Lester in Minnesota. Lester, what's up? Wake up.
Hi, Lester.
Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Good morning, ladies. Wake up.
Good morning. Good morning. What you got for us?
Hey, I know we were talking about the offensive line a little earlier, and I was just looking up the attributes, comparing Bass and Nate Thomas. They got about the same amount of strength, Bass has a little bit more awareness, but Nate Thomas got a little bit more foot speed, and he's a little bit better pass blocker and run blocker. So I concur. Maybe they should look at Nate Thomas. But Bass works better. The chemistry works really well with our center that we have now, Hoffman, because they've been working together for a couple years now. And I'm always a proponent of running the ball first, because I think especially this year for this offense, the foundation of this offense should be running the ball first. Play action pass, which Dak is very good at, and throw the ball down to CD. Well, CD's not playing right now, but to our receivers, Pickens and others. Because I've been a Cowboy fan for a long time, and since the 70s. So in the 70s and the 80s, we ran the ball, play action pass. We had good success. And as we know, in the 90s, we did the same thing with Emmett. So let's continue to repeat that, ladies. Let's do it.
Yeah,
and that's all I got. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Thank you, Lester,
Thank
for
you.
calling in. What y'all got, ladies? What y'all
You know
think?
who else is helping your run game?
Who?
Brevin Spanford.
What's up, Big
yeah.
Minnesota? We see you.
We didn't give him his flowers.
He
Don't give him his
deserves
flowers.
them. Obviously, the injury in training camp. At that point in training camp, I remember. You remember? Mm-hmm. We was like, how they be doing? How the coaches be doing? Who?
Stop.
Schoolmaker? Who?
Stop.
That's what
The door.
That's how it was.
You-
That's how it was. Brevin Spanford, coming out of college, looked at his college tape, always knows this is a 6'7" human. This is a big person.
Very big.
He's a huge human. Known as a run blocking tight end and all this stuff. And he told me in that locker room his rookie year, I want to be more respected as a receiving threat. And that's something he clearly worked on in the offseason. Came back during training camp. We got to see him high pointing the ball. We got to see the concentration. His hands get stronger. But he has also become a better blocker. I think he can put on some of that big boy strength. And got rid of some of that baby fat, like the tight ends like to say. And he is really efficient in line in blocking. And I'm hoping that they can figure out more ways to get him involved in the run game. In the pass game, because because number one, Ferg is taking a lot of punishment. And also, too, with some of the things, like, I hope that one of these tackles can steady the ship a little bit, because if you got to help on one side and you just need Brevin Span to help over there, then you can at least have one of the other guys going up the seams, attacking the middle of the field. We heard Shotty mention Ferg being a focal point of this game. Coming up next week, he mentioned Tolbert, he mentioned Turpin. I need you to mention Brevin Span as well, big dog. Let's see some more 2 tight end sets. And we might see that this week. We might see more 12 and 21 personnel, them trying to really run at these guys like you're talking about, Bree.
He's been getting like a little overshadowed, if you will, right? Like you said, he's not the person that Schottenheimer's been saying. Again, Nate Thomas wasn't a guy, but like you guys said, you never know, right? And he said, I'm not going to share everything with you guys. Like, he literally said that. Like, why would he, right? You need to keep as many things as you can to the best as possible. And speaking to what our caller said about running the ball and what we were talking about, we talked about the secondary, and I know Nixon, Hobbs, Valentine, and then now Bullard, who is on the safety, who's in concussion protocol, it looks like. Those guys have been taking care of their secondary, meaning they're able to coverage, meaning they're keeping things in front. The biggest downfall, if you will, was week 1 against the Lions. They gave up 225 yards. That's the most they've given up. I would love to say that about this team, right? So, like, that's the difference there. So that's why I'm saying run the ball first, establish, because those guys, they're not giving up much. They're not giving up a lot.
Well, and I think to your point about them not giving up much is because when you look at the Lions, you talk about the multiplicity, you talk about the motion, you talk about, like, when you deal with the defense that is this fast and is this poised, they're very poised. They don't ever seem like they're, like, panicking, except for last week sometimes. But, like, I think you have to do things to get them off kilter. And I think, to me, I want to see the quarterback use the cadence, how he's been doing. Maybe they go hurry up sometimes. Maybe they just try to capitalize off of drawing false. I think we're going to see Dak really utilize his cadence to kind of get this really edgy defensive line that wants to get after it. To when you saw last week, no offense, what you saw last week, what changed the end of that game was that, unfortunately, Micah Parsons lines up in the neutral zone. That's how that drive started off for the Browns. That's how they were able to go downfield. How can you get them in situations where maybe they're not lining up right? Maybe they got substitutions that they're making, free plays. Take advantage. Yeah. Take advantage of that. I think we're going to see Dak manipulate with his cadence and stuff this week.
You ladies made a good point about they don't give you much in terms of, one, missed tackles. They are a very disciplined team in terms of that. Just because you look at what Javonte Williams has done in terms of yards after catch. He's gained 4.6 yards after catch per carry this season. That's the third most in the NFL. And Green Bay has only allowed just 170 rushing yards total after contact in 2025. That's the fourth fewest. Another guy on their team, Quay Walker, has not missed a tackle on any of his 31 opportunities. This is a very disciplined team in terms of not allowing too much missed tackles. So certainly this Cowboys offense better be ready to get hit. The physicality they need to be matching. And, hopefully they can. But we're going to take our second break, dive deeper into this matchup, and we're going to hear from Micah Parsons up next here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Celebrate Oktoberfest at Rally Day, presented by SeatGeek on Saturday, September 27th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get ready to cheer on your Dallas Cowboys with tours of AT&T Stadium. Plus, enjoy festive games, German-inspired food, beer in a Cowboy Stein Cup, and more. Visit AT&TStadium.com/rallydays for tickets and more information.
Woo!
Oh, it's the Disney.
I just feel like I needed to. What is that?
I don't know. Is that
That's
Disney?
what they used to do. That's the sound.
I don't think that was a thing.
That don't sound like the
That don't sound like it.
That actually was. I
don't know.
Believe me, the musician in me remembers the key that it was in and exactly how it sounds.
Maybe. Okay.
I'm telling you.
Maybe the tempo
Do it again.
was down a little.
Do it again.
They do it
Almost.
fast.
It's almost there. That one was
that
better.
one sounded
Yeah,
better.
that
The first
sounded
one was
better.
low. It
Yeah.
was giving Nickelodeon vibes.
Y'all are
Wake up!
hating.
What's up, y'all?
What's it?
It is. We ain't about to be all sad. I ain't got time.
What you sad for?
We was mixed sad a little bit.
Were we?
Monday, Tuesday.
I wonder why.
Wednesday, we got to turn the look at this.
You gotta move forward.
Got to move forward.
Absolutely.
Move forward. Anything is possible on any given Sunday.
Anything is possible.
It's possible. That was great.
That was good. That was
not bad.
Come on. Shout out to the best Cinderella ever.
Ever. All right, let's for real. Here we go. Cowboys, Packers. Talk about moving on, Bree. Micah Parsons certainly had to move on in that blockbuster trade before the season. And he's made it clear he likes it there. He likes his new home in Green Bay. But now he comes to AT&T Stadium and takes on his former team, his former brother. Well, current brothers still. Some brothers on this team are still very close with him. But he was asked if, there's a little extra fuel heading into this matchup. Here's what he had to say.
I think at the end of the day, it's about resetting and rebuilding. The Bears game is what it is. Like, we can't go back and turn the corner on that page, but we got a good chance to go into a bye with a win, and it's the utmost importance that we come in dialed in, focused, doing all the little things to make sure we don't give away another game. Having a lead like that in the fourth quarter and end up losing that game the way we did, that's painful. So what we got to do is just relock in and win this one.
I don't know about y'all, but he said Bears. I think
I was mixing them up. I'm glad to know I wasn't the one mixing up the Browns and the Bears.
It's great.
But that's fine.
But
He
anyway,
miss us.
he does. He misses his team.
That loss hurt him as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Miss us.
All right.
Well, probably did too because the Bears in his division now. He need them to do a suck. We need them to not be good.
I'm screaming. When you look at where Dallas's offense is right now, how big of a challenge does Green Bay present as a whole? Not just Micah Parsons, and who has the biggest challenge heading into Sunday? When you look at what this defense does.
Barnacle.
Why you always have stress when I ask you?
Because I'm thinking. I think to me, I think it would be the play. I'm going to say the play caller and the quarterback. I think the play caller and the quarterback have a lot of pressure on them, especially since we talked about, let's be real about what this defense is until they show us something else. The pressure to know that you have to capitalize when you get to the red zone. You need to put together good drives. You need to run the ball efficiently like Bree was talking about. And I do think they need to just be able to block it up. You need your tight ends. You need your tight ends as receiving threats. And so because if you are going to attack this defense, to me, that's the best place too. I mean, obviously, Edrin Cooper is a guy that can cover, but I do think attacking the intermediate to middle part of this defense is probably going to be your best bet. And so with Dallas, it's the quarterback is typically going to keep you in it if he can. And so for me, it's just guys got to come on with it with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to put together a good game plan to kind of to counter what this defense does well. And so to me, and that's rushing the passer. They rush the passer really well. And the only way that you can kind of, shut that down is, to your point, running at them and making them pay on the back end when you get the opportunity. So for me, I think the quarterback and the play caller have a huge task with all the responsibility that's kind of on that offensive side of the ball right now. And you don't have a CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. And all those reasons why I kind of agree, why I actually really agree with Aisha about the hardest part is going to be on Dak's shoulders for those reasons, because of what he has, or what he's missing, I should say, on the offensive line. When you're missing your number one wide receiver, you have a Packers defense who ranks top 10, some 5 in most of these defensive categories. Packers defense, I think we might have mentioned it the other day, just a reminder, has allowed an explosive play rate of 5.8%. That's the lowest of any defense for the first 3 weeks. So that tells me Dak was already not going to have a lot of time, right? And now you have an offensive line, and remind you, these are guys who they've gone against Micah Parsons in his time here in Dallas. And like Shadi said, they're familiar with him and vice versa. So someone mentioned it to me, and they were like, wasn't Matt Eberflus very familiar with that offense we just went and got blown out with? So I don't even know if I'm buying into all that anymore. And that made me real quiet on live TV yesterday, because I was like, oh.
I'm screaming.
Yeah, so maybe that's not a thing, right? But when I look at Micah, and there's a lot more pieces than Micah, but when I look at Micah, 30 snaps week 1, 47 snaps week 2, 51 snaps. So he's ramped up.
Yeah.
He got to sit out and chill in Oxnard, right? Ooh. And they ramped him up. And he's been able to make an impact already. And let's not forget, we kept talking about this, the defense was solid before he got there. His backup would be a starter here. And he's playing well.
I hate you so much.
It's just a fact. That's how good this defense is. Like, that's just a fact. Like, what they got going on over there. But I think for Dak, now that you have this strong front four and the way he's been able to read defenses, I just don't know. I feel like the challenge is that you are trying to read what's going on in the secondary, but you got all these big physical, fast, that we keep talking about, disciplined bodies coming at you. I think this is going to be Dak's toughest job that he's had this season because of what's not there in front of him protecting him. Sorry.
Go add your point, girls. I was just saying, and for them, it's kind of like a luxury. Y'all both talking about the way that they get after the quarterback. Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons have combined for 31 pressures, 6 sacks. That's the second most amongst edge duos in the NFL right now.
Yeah, and then they bring Edgerrin Cooper on some blitzes sometimes. Like,
those linebackers are nothing to play with.
They're nothing to play with. You mentioned Quay Walker, and McDuffie's not anything to snuff at in the run game either. But when you talk about their cornerbacks, I was looking at their cornerbacks, and it was killing me because I went back and looked at their cornerbacks last year, and don't tell me that pressure doesn't change things. Don't tell me that pass rush don't help you, because this secondary was not this efficient. And some of the same guys, it was not this efficient last year. But whatever. I'm not gonna go there. With the secondary, though, let me tell you, this is a secondary that likes to get in your face. They like to jam. They like to be physical. They are really handsy. I do not need the Cowboys wide receivers coming out and letting these guys set the tone. They're gonna have to be physical through contact, not just looking for flags, because you probably gonna deserve them sometimes. But this, I'm also thinking about in reference to we mentioned in Dak Prescott, the responsibility he has. These guys on the outside are gonna have to play for him. They're gonna have to work to get open when he scrambles. They're going to have to come back to the ball because there are going to be breakdowns. There's all going to be things, but you can get behind these guys now. Them safety's going to be coming downhill. McKinney will be. But you can get behind these corners, or also, too, be able to catch them off the line with some of how they're so physical and the way that they like to get up in your face. I need George Pickens, Tolbert, Turpin, those guys to be aggressive, playing through contact. Do not let these guys throw you off mid-route. Fight through contact, man. Be physical, because they're going to be physical. That's one thing about this defense. They are very physical. They want to put hands and feet on you, and so you're going to have to match it.
Yeah. I need everybody who just said Tolbert, Pickens, like Tolbert, you couldn't ask for a better situation if you're Tolbert.
And I think that's how you deal with a defense like this, though. You got these safeties that will come down and pop you over the middle of the field. You have to, put on your big boy draws. But, catch some of these guys in situations where they are, the middle of the field is open. They don't do it that much. But when the middle of the field is open, attack it. Just be as aggressive, because Green Bay is going to be aggressive offensively. If they feel like they have something to prove, Dallas is going to have to match that.
Absolutely. All right, well, we will see if they are able to match that. We've got more tomorrow, and Green Bay Packers reporter joins the show. We're going to get some insight from her. Shout out to our girl Ashley joining the show tomorrow. And Chrissy Scales will be here as well. Woo! All right. It's time to still wake up.
She going to give us the low down dirty shame. She going to let us know what's up.
The real
That's
tea.
a fact.
Chrissy gonna let us know what's up. If you think you're gonna see somebody in the lineup this week, wait for her to tell you, you're wrong.
All right, that's a wrap for today's show. Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, I'm Nicole Hutchison. We'll be back here tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Oh.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!